Welcome back, everybody, to the Boulder Boys Show, episode number 28. Presented by Lever Movement. Once again, check out levermovement.com. Use code BoulderBoys at checkout for 20% off their systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since you talked last time about, I have been just thinking about lever. You know, I can run. Like I have a good aerobic capacity, and I can move my legs fairly quick, but I'm not fast. Like I'm not like, and this is nothing to do with the point. I'm just like
Yes,
there is a point where like mechanically I feel very limited.
Mm-hmm.
So I have just been thinking about like, could this be like a way for me to unlock, that leg speed that I have never had, and maybe in my 30s, I refine myself and end up running 2:10 marathon.
I think it is.
It could be.
So I have been thinking actively about lever. I just don't have the treadmill.
Yeah.
But maybe Wahoo is gonna send me an email that I won the treadmill on the contest in Instagram.
Dude, yeah. That is the thing about Lever. It does require a treadmill. Although I was on their website yesterday, and I also noticed they have compression boots and a packable foam roller, like a collapsible foam roller.
Oh wow!
Which I thought was pretty
nice.
cool. I kind of always knew them for their like system, but yeah. So check it out, levermovement.com. Capital B's, Boulder Boys, 20% off.
Yeah, we get a little bit of a kickback. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we do.
That's true, but not if you buy. Yeah, go and buy your lever.
Yeah.
Perfect Christmas gift, honestly.
It is a perfect Christmas gift.
Is your
Just
husband
make sure
a little bit
the person
injured?
you're getting it for has a treadmill.
Exactly.
Well, that's how logistics. Just buy a lever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can take it to the gym. Use it.
Oh, that's
There you
a
go.
good point, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or hotels. It's really good for. They have like a little travel bag.
Yeah.
It's like really small travel
Yeah.
bags. So you can.
So it's not-
if you travel for work. It's great.
It's not only.
Or if you have one of those like walking treadmills at your desk, you could just hook this thing up to that, and
Totally.
Dude. Oh man, that is a good point though. It is a very
Portable.
portable.
Yeah. And the bag is small. Like it. I mean, if you want to just look cool carrying around a lever bag, it's useful
Yeah.
for that. So
Buy
you
a
can
lever.
just can just buy the bag.
Get a free backpack.
Buy something. Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
That's pretty cool.
So are we being video recorded again today?
We're being
This
video
will be
recorded again.
on YouTube once
Dude,
again.
honestly, so I got to give some shout outs to the fans. First of all, thank you for everybody who watched the video. It went off better than I thought. I made a mistake and made a premiere where it was like for the first like hour and
we were watching the premiere,
for the
dude.
first hour and a half could only like watch it live, which I didn't know what that button was, so I just clicked premiere.
Seth just
We're
wanted to
learning.
be premiere.
Yeah.
His premiere sounds cool. Okay.
I later was like, oh, I should have like scheduled it for like the next day as a premiere. But anyway, yeah, we've had enough positive feedback that we're doing it again. And then second shout out to the fans. Yesterday the Spotify Wrapped came out. I think Apple Wrapped came out too, but I don't partake in Apple Music. And yeah, we just had a lot of people, a lot of listeners of the pod that we were in their top 5, and some even like number 1 podcast listened for them for the whole year, which is pretty crazy, seeing that we only had 27 episodes or 26 episodes that people could listen to. So
That's incredible.
yeah, we definitely greatly appreciate that. And it was cool. Like we had so from the creator side, you could see like how many people listen, and I was just kind of blown away at how many people like we're in their top 10, top 5, or top 1.
we should see those stats. How many people do you remember of how many people are we on the top 10?
Oh, it was like 1,500 people? Top 10?
Really?
Yeah. Which, okay, some of these people I'm like, y'all must not listen to podcasts if we're like your number 1.
That's great. No, I mean,
It's a step up from like when we started and it was just our moms.
Yeah.
That's true. Dude,
Almost a year ago. We have to remember to celebrate the anniversary.
we will.
Yeah, was it? It was like the end of January.
Yeah, February. Is it February 2nd or something? February 1st.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow,
I will be
it's
back.
Crazy.
I will be back from
Almost
Chile.
a whole year.
Yeah. Do you remember when we first started the pod, and I think it was we set a number. We're like, okay, if more than this many people listen, we're
70 or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 50 people.
Yeah, it was like if more than 50 people listen, we're gonna keep recording, and here
We are like the number in top 10 for 1,500.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I feel like that's decent. I mean, some other podcasts might laugh at that, but I feel like it's good for
Dude.
some dudes sitting around.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Well,
good.
that's thanks to everybody who listens. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Highlight of the year for sure. The best top 10 that we have made this year.
That's the best. It's the best result of the year. All right, dude.
You can't win in everything. You know, we can't be winning races and then in Spotify.
Yeah. I mean, next year we're gonna do both.
Yeah.
To be fair.
That's true.
So hold on. Did we have like other stuff to talk about with Spotify Wrapped? When I saw it in the show notes,
Oh,
I
no,
thought
that
we were
was
going
it.
a different direction with it.
No, wait. What did you think we were going with it?
I thought we were all going to share like what was in our Spotify Wrapped, dude. Are
Okay.
we doing that?
No, we definitely should do that.
Yeah.
I feel like
do you
people would
have
like
yours?
to know. I can go first since I pulled mine up. I'm such an old person, dude. I was like, wait, I haven't even looked at my Spotify Wrapped yet,
I
so I
haven't.
had to go find it. But the first song in mine is like a totally. I bet like no one's heard of this song. It's called Defiance Bay by Justin Bell. I believe it's from a very old like RPG game, but this is a song we would play in the car to put my son to sleep.
That's
So
amazing.
we played
Oh.
it like a bunch of times. So that's my number one song.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't made mine. I haven't done my Spotify rap.
You haven't seen it?
No.
You can pull it up right now.
But it's gonna sound. It's connected, so it's gonna be coming through the.
Even better, we can play it live.
I can
Uh,
play.
You can pull it. you can pull it up. It won't play automatically.
I'll
You
go.
can to
I'll
the
go
playlist.
next. My Spotify was very predictable. It was all the top songs were Catfish and the Bottlemen songs, and then the top song was their like one-off release that
There it is.
That was my
Moy
Spotify.
found it.
Moy found it.
That's
Dude,
Nora Jones.
You can.
Oh, this is a great song.
This is a good song.
So every.
Oh, dude,
every,
we might get taken down from because of like copyright.
Copyright.
violence.
Sorry.
YouTube's gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Every night when we have dinner with Kirsten, we play Nora Jones like almost every night.
Oh yeah, dude,
So-
you can do your top songs right there.
Oh, my top songs. Your top songs of 2024. Oh, a lot of Tiesto and Jungle and just running music because it's when I use Taylor Swift.
Beautiful.
Exile
Oh, with Bonnie Bear.
No, with Bonnie. That's
Yeah,
why Taylor
that-
Swift.
yeah,
Yeah, with
yeah,
Bonnie.
yeah.
But why they put
That song
Taylor?
gets a caveat because it's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to Bonnie Bear in the mornings. There is an Stromae one, Coldplay, Nora Jones.
Wait.
Wow.
What was y'all's most listened to podcast?
I don't know. How does this work?
Oh,
He's like, how do I open Spotify?
wait, go up.
I don't have premium, so.
Oh, you don't have premium?
Dude, I just started using Spotify like last week.
Okay, so your rap is not gonna be very, very
dude.
enlightening. Maybe they don't give you a rap.
They might
Yeah.
not.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how any of this works.
What do you listen? Do you use like Deezer? That's
I
where
still
you
have-
listen music.
I have like my CDs, you know, like in the case.
Yeah,
No.
of course. And a disc
Your
man.
cassette.
Well, no.
tapes.
So I was using like Apple Music and stuff, but then we just canceled our Apple account because it's kind of useless when you can just have everything on Spotify
Yeah.
for free. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you guess? Because I feel like when most of us get the like top song, it's like, of course.
dude, I was on like a lo-fi kick all year, which is like
You were on a
yeah,
lo-fi
like,
kick,
That's what
yeah.
I work to when I'm like coaching and stuff.
Like
in the
the
background.
drive that we had in to Canyons.
Yeah,
you remember
yeah,
in the
yeah.
night
We-
listening to lo-fi in
Wait.
that huge American car, like a boat.
It was like a suburban. yeah.
Like a massive thing, and we're just like chilling through the kind of through the night in California.
Yeah.
That fits, and that lasted all summer because I remember being in
Chamonix.
Switzerland and
Yeah.
then Chamonix, and every morning we'd be just like listening to lo-fi. So we're like making coffee and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It was good.
What about you? Catfish and the
All
bottom.
Catfish and the Bottom Man. And
Yeah.
then I had like Cage the Elephant. I don't know.
Uh,
I went to a concert. It's always
I
like if I go to a band's concert,
Yeah.
they're gonna
Yes.
be up there in the top 3.
But I should
Like
have
bands.
more. Yeah, I should have more Blink here because I went to 2 concerts and listened to a bunch of Blink in the beginning of the year, though. So maybe the Spotify rap, is like the Ultra Runner of the Year thing, where they forget about the first half of the
forget
year.
Recency bias, dude.
Yeah, recency bias.
Dude, I do
yeah.
think they skip out on January. I don't know why.
Probably.
I don't know. I think that's true.
Just like Ultra Runner of the Year, whatever the name it is.
Yeah, they skip out on February, March, April, May.
No, they skip out on everything
And the
until
first.
June.
Yeah, till the last 2 weeks of June, and then they stop counting after that. Anyway,
Is that a segue?
dude, we might as well riff on it.
You guys can talk about it. I remember us talking about it last year. When does that happen, the Ultra Runner of the Year?
It's like the first week of January, right?
I remember us talking about it in our
Dude,
evening ride.
so
runs.
the thing about this is we did talk about it in the episode that didn't come out, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
That's right.
yeah,
Dude,
Yeah.
send me that file.
That was such a good episode.
we're just gonna keep
Well, so
telling the fans
we've
how
got
good it was.
T-Roy and UROY, right? That
Yeah.
we could,
Mm.
like wax on.
Yeah, so T-Roy is it's fan based. It's voted by like
Yep.
listen or like by fans of the sport, and it's international. Who?
Did you guys peep that list that
No,
Free Trail curated?
I wasn't on it, so I wasn't gonna peep it.
Yeah, I did look for you
Did you really?
for all of it. Yeah,
Were any of us
Yeah.
on it?
I don't think Drew is even on it. Sad.
They
I
need to
mean,
have like a DNF of the year, like the most old-time DNF.
we'd be
that
topping
hurts.
that chart. dude.
we have why is there's this like obsession with making this such an objective sport subjective?
It's a great question.
I don't know.
You know, like why do we need like the ranking of
We don't.
oh, but it's kind of like other sports, like MVP or whatever. That's kind of subjective.
Yeah, the goal, the goal ball or whatever. But those are already subjective scores.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, sports.
That's
Dude,
true.
I think people like to engage and speculate and feel like they're a part of it. I
agree. That's a good
remember
point.
clicking through T-Roy like nominees. I don't remember who they were, but I remember there were a couple women that I was like, oh my God, they have like 15 results and they're almost all first place. It's just like, man, people are freaking sending it this year. Like
Yeah.
crazy.
Crazy year.
I do feel like T-Roy feels like more like when I see people on that list. Like I remember last year looking at, because I think last year was like one of the first years, and you look at the top 10, you're like, no, that makes sense. Like you could argue maybe like 8th for 7th or whatever, but it was like, oh, this makes sense. UROY, sometimes I'm like, I've never heard of this person. Like I've never heard of this person before.
yeah.
Where are they coming from?
Yeah, Euro we know that is like as subjective as
Well, isn't the UROY board like just a bunch of senile old geriatric men like trying to vote people in?
Dude.
It's like, of course there's gonna be a bias. Maybe it's changed. I don't know.
I don't think it has changed.
I have
Maybe
no
there is a
idea.
lady or two.
Matt's never making the UROY.
Dude, I already have, so I have the right to.
You have already. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
I've been in the top 10.
Oh, there you go.
It did nothing for my career or my like self-worth. So
Dude, the good thing about the trail running trail runner of the year is that it is true that it helps with exposure of athletes.
I mean,
For sure.
Because like Adam is just discovering these great athletes that like have amazing results and like we
Okay.
didn't thought about it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a
in
good point.
that sense, I take back my why do we want to make this objective sport so subjective, and like maybe the point or my viewpoint should be, oh, this actually is a good platform of exposure
Yeah.
for the athlete, the professional or competitive athlete community.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I think adds a lot
Yeah.
of value.
I think the list, I mean, is probably somewhat subjective, but I think the list of athletes on that you can choose from on the T-Roy is like somewhat objective. Like you're saying, they're like looking at people who have won a bunch or set crazy FKTs or something and across countries and disciplines. Who would be, and people listening, if they want to like comment who their men and women's T-Roy pick would be, just shout it out on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Who would y'all's be?
My female one.
I know-
That's how you
I know
say
who it's
it?
gonna be. Yeah, That's the women's.
Yeah, the women one.
Yeah,
Who's gonna be?
it's gonna be Katie Scheid.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, dude, she's so good.
She didn't lose a race this year.
I don't think. Yeah, she's.
I think her Canyons race alone
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was just like enough for me to be like,
Uh-huh.
bow down.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I will never forget.
I will never forget.
I know. I almost like projectile vomited on
I
her.
will never forget when she proceeded to pass me and say like,
In roast just at
There
roast
is a-
all of us
you-
at the same time.
like
That was epic.
you just lost a Boulder boy back there, referring to Matt.
Oh man,
Gotta love her
Um,
humor.
Yeah, that's in women's side. I think she's just like so strong.
There was a lot of good women performances though. Like I know she had a lot of them, but like Courtney's year again was insane. Like then you have like Tara Dower, what she did,
that was nuts. That was the performance of the year, in my opinion.
and then
you
I'm
have the
sorry,
short
I'm
course
blanking out
people.
on who just set the 50-mile world record at Tunnel Hill. She was like top 3 at Comrades too, I think.
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, that's insane
Camille
right
Herron?
there. No, not Camille. Which Camille just broke another record too.
I don't know if it's,
So,
it's not in
it's
Wikipedia.
crazy.
I don't believe it.
Oh,
if it's not on Wikipedia, I don't believe it.
yeah. I don't know. I do think probably
Yeah.
Katie is gonna get it.
Yeah.
You think more so than Courtney?
I think so. I think Courtney doesn't
Courtney
have
had the Hard Rock 100 course record, Mount Fuji course record, Trans Gran Canaria win,
Oh my.
Swiss
yeah,
Peaks
that is pretty good.
win, Nice 100 miler win.
That is big. I just
It's
feel
not
like
a bad season.
it's
you
not
know?
a bad. I would take it if I could.
But Katie has Western State and UTMB.
Yeah, I feel like Courtney
It's true.
maybe
It's
just
true.
missed out on like the 2 biggest races. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's kind of like
Dude, I'd honestly agree.
winning the Vuelta.
It's like Nice, like the winner. I think Courtney was like top 3 in Nice.
Yeah.
Overall. But it's not competitive. I mean, it is competitive, but like it's not UTMB competitive
Yeah.
or Western State competitive. So I'm not saying that Courtney is not, but it's
But-
just different,
Yeah.
way different.
Who would be your male?
What about Rachel Drake though? We don't think
that would be my
she's-
second.
You think
choice.
Rachel Drake would be your second?
I mean, come on, dude. Like, yeah.
What are
Look
all
at-
her
look-
results?
Look at her range
Dude, so
of
she-
these
her
she
ra-
just-
no, she's good. I agree.
course record at JFK 50.
Yeah.
Then like she won a Cirque Series race, won the Burn 50.
This is all. This
One
is for
Black
ultra
Canyon.
runner of the year though, and some of those performances were sub ultra. So you
Oh,
got to take
wait,
into account
are
just
we
her ultra.
UROY or
No,
T-Roy?
we're
right
T-Roy.
now?
Oh,
Okay,
T-Roy.
we're
T-Roy. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, yeah, T-Roy. Right.
Gotcha. Well,
But,
then,
I mean,
I'd put Rachel Drake up. Oh man, that's
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
definitely not on the same, like maybe level in terms of the competition of the races. Like so many like high competition
yeah.
races.
I feel like
winning them.
I feel like it was like yeah. I feel like compared to Katie maybe
Yeah.
it was kind of like Rachel's schedule was like very impressive and everything she did was bonkers, but it's like maybe
more local.
more local or like they're objectively super impressive, but
What I
Totally.
am
I don't
impressed about her is just like her range. You
Yeah, her
know,
range is
of
crazy.
How fast she is, and also like she can do long stuff.
yeah.
and-
And she also had a good marathon this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she
Yeah.
ran. What she ran? 2:30 low,
Yeah.
right? 2:32,
Yeah, I
2:33.
don't know.
yeah,
Something like
Far-
that.
fairly fast.
Dude, I don't know though. For anyone who's like interested, just go like click through some of these. I mean, so many women and men had like really good years. Like everyone's got like, I don't know, like 5 to 10 pretty great results.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Any what about men?
What about men?
I
What
think
about
for trail runner of the year,
men's are cool.
what?
Oh, men's are cool.
Yeah.
Men.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes lame. Now what about the who'd be you?
I mean, who do you guys think?
I feel like
off
the
the
men
top?
are
Like,
kinda tight.
I'm looking at this, you know.
I think. Well, for ultra performances, Hayden had quite the year.
I think I hate
But then you have like athletes like Eli, who I mean, he raced a lot and won a lot, and his OCC performance was really good.
And then you have Sinclair.
And you have Dade Sinclair, And
You have
then-
El Hussein if we're doing
oh
T-Roy.
man, yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
He
I
had-
feel
he had
like
a really good year.
Elucine is so
Hussein.
so good.
I feel like his year was probably overall the most impressive.
He was
I'd say so.
good.
He was just dominant all
Dominant
year.
all year. Yeah.
I mean, freaking kicking.
Did he lose?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Kicking like
He had a couple second places
Okay.
like Zagama.
Behind
who won Sagama? Oh wait, Killian. Okay.
Who?
Killian.
Dude. I heard he's
Like
toast.
his
at
second
Western
places
States.
are like behind Killian probably.
Yeah.
You know. Elucine is very like had an amazing year.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Because I feel like the normal people you think of, like the Jims, the Francois, the Killians, for example, like they didn't have the depth of racing to like move the needle to number one for me. Like Jim had a great States. Like Killian had a great two races, which is very good, very impressive. But I think it comes back to that thing, like they just lacked like maybe like putting it together for multiple consistent big races, or like they didn't show up, right?
I'd take Rod's season over Jim's.
Yeah, I agree objectively. Yeah,
Don't you think? I mean, he had a hell of
or
a year.
this is all subjective. I keep saying
know,
objectively, but
Jim got the dub though at Western, and Rod killer year, but he got first at Canyon, second at States, and then a 14th and a 15th place result.
those
Okay.
14 and 15s really drag you down.
Well, then you got David Roach just like at the end of the year just sending it off, and
That's
then
true.
he had some good performances earlier in the year as well. So he's definitely got to be in the talk.
I don't remember.
I mean, the fact that the hot rod is like in the conversation with Jim at this point is just such
That's cool.
a testament to his rise, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, I keep saying this. He was a development athlete up until
The North Face should be ashamed on that, dude.
Dude.
I
for sure.
can't say that.
I can. I'll say it again on your behalf. You know?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think we all would have
Well,
love to
he's-
keep him.
he's with Hoka now, so probably getting what he deserves.
He's with
He's
Big
well
Hoka.
taken care of.
Yeah,
For sure.
I went on the Canyons website today, and him and Hayden are the only two people signed up as elites for the 50K.
50K.
For the 50K?
Yeah,
In Canyon.
yeah, a long time from now. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I just saw it today and was like, oh, of course.
Because you were
dude.
snooping around thinking about signing up.
Yeah,
Is that
You,
it?
you're doing Canyon.
Oh.
You
I'm
said
definitely gonna do the 50K.
Yeah.
If at this rate, I don't know if I'm getting into a race because people won't respond to my emails. But, oh man, do anything else on T-Roy, UROY?
Nah, it's been talked about on everybody else's podcast.
We'll find. I'm sure we'll talk about it after the fact when we're all like fired up.
Next year, we're all going to be on it.
We're all gonna be on it, dude. Okay. Well, that I'll say that for later. Let's see. Next thing we're gonna talk about, dude. How's everybody's Thanksgiving? Did you turkey trot?
I turkey trotted, and I had a great Thanksgiving. I took the whole week off from work, which was amazing. I was reflecting, like, I haven't taken a week off when I'm not like traveling to race or moving or doing like something like that. So it's super nice, relaxing. But I did do a turkey trot. My roofer, who is becoming a friend, hit me up like 20 minutes before the turkey trot and was like, hey, it's like basically right down the street if you want to come. So it was really fun. There was like, I don't know, 20 people out there, and it was like in the teens. So very cold turkey trot.
Wait, was there what distance was this turkey trot? Was it like an organized thing? Did you get a bib?
No bib.
Okay.
But it was like a 10K. So it was,
Dang.
but like a social like trot, you know, no one was like sending it. So it was really fun. I don't know. Cool way to meet new people. And I don't know. I really feel like I got like folded into the running community here, which was cool. There was
Yeah,
like,
it's awesome.
you know, the typical like, you know, older guy like who's run a bunch of hundreds, who's got his pack on, who's already been running for 3 hours, who's like showed up, and some high school kids and everyone in between. So it was cool.
That's so cool, dude. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. You got locked in with the running community. That's
Yes.
sick.
Yes. There is one here. Yeah, so that was fun. Did any of you guys like race, pin a bib on?
No, I babied out.
No, I didn't either. But this is a good segue. I think what we're gonna start doing, maybe like every week, is like have a segment where one of us talks about like a workout they did in the week or a run, and just kind of let everybody, like the viewers or the listeners, hear like about our experience with the workout. And so, like, I want to put this one on Seth this week because he decided not to do the turkey trot. I think he wimped out because of the weather, which actually was probably a good. It was probably a good call because the course I noticed was really short. I saw like Ali Ostrander ran like 13 minutes for 5K or something.
It's always short. That's why you take the PR and move on. You don't tell anybody it's short.
Well, it was short. But anyways, dude, you decided to do a workout the next day, and it looked like you ripped it. So
yeah. This is our like workout Wednesday, but like the audio version, you know, instead of like the video.
Yeah.
If anybody who knows what Workout Wednesday is, shout out Flowtrack. I kind of like chickened out because we had some bad weather the day before the turkey trot, so I was like, I'm not gonna race. And then once I got that, the weather, it was fine. Thanksgiving Day, roads were probably fine. There probably wasn't ice. It was nice and sunny and warm, but I had already committed not to racing. So I did 3x3 miles on just a loop around my house that all the marathoner people around here do. And it was good. Like, I have been focusing this whole block on like getting fitter because I don't have to race for a little while. And I've been kind of like on the treadmill a lot and doing stuff with like heart rate and lactate monitor because I like kind of getting into those numbers. But this time, just kind of like went by feel. And it was sick. Like, just kind of like ripped, maybe like splits that I could never have done. Or like maybe would have been a lot harder, I guess, even like 6 months ago. So,
what were some of those splits?
Oh,
you want to share?
No, because they're not actually. I will share, but they're not actually that impressive. I went like, for 3x3.
This
it was
is
like
at altitude.
At altitude, at uphill. Remember, it was cold. I mean, it wasn't uphill. It was actually flat. The first three, I think it was like 5:18, 5:17, 5:16 pace for the 3 milers. My heart rate was like 120 the whole time. No, but it was good. Like I normally can't do, or I've never been able to really do like that kind of volume of workouts in a while. So it was kind of nice to like get like 9 miles of work, and I was doing like 2-minute rest between. But it was solid. Yeah, I don't know. It was sick. I don't know how that'll translate to like racing an ultra, other than hopefully I'll be fitter. Because the last time I raced was at CCC, and I immediately knew I was not the fittest person in that race. And I could like early on, like mile 15, I was like, Hayden's fitter than me, and that was really annoying to feel, you know?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like I feel like ultras people sometimes think like, oh, you can like kind of like you don't have to be the fittest, you just kind of have to like run faster at hour 10 or whatever, which is true, but it was very annoying to like not be able to keep up with Hayden's 100K pace at mile 15 compared to like my like I just couldn't keep up. Like it wasn't like oh, I'm not gonna try to go too hard. Like I definitely tried and was like, oh yeah, I'm like not keeping up with Hayden up for a. So I came back from that. I was like, I just got to get fitter, which has been like why I feel like lately just been working out a lot more and not focusing on long runs because again, like I haven't had to race for a while. So that's
Those
my
splits
segment.
Are crazy, dude.
I don't know if they're crazy. Like, I don't know. I wake up sometimes and I'm walking my dog and there's like 2:08 marathoners like ripping that loop. So it felt like I was just hoping none of them were watching because it's kind of like embarrassing. But for a trail guy, it felt good.
But none of those 2:08 marathoners are ripping 100Ks. So
And that's true. And we all, we know that 2:08 marathoners tend to not do well at these 100Ks. So
they've tried.
They tried. But yeah, man, no, I just worked out and then I stood around and then ate food at Moy's house. And then my stomach hurt so bad after that I was like almost asleep right back here on the carpet.
Tempo tummy,
dude.
It's the best.
Oh, that's why you didn't want to play cards?
Yeah, that's why I don't, dude, I was like, I was in so much pain. I don't know what it was. Cause like normally Thanksgiving I try to eat as much as possible and try to like inflict the pain, but I feel like I didn't eat as much as I wanted, and I was still in pain. So something was tempo tummy or something.
Yeah. Gut ischemia. Remember, Adam? We thought you had that after Bandera that year, and like you were actually just
I
dying
don't know
of food
what
poisoning.
that was, dude.
Dude, it was that sandwich at Schlotsky's you had. That's what we're blaming it on.
Wait, what happened
Yeah.
after Bandera? I feel like I don't think I really knew you very well.
Oh man.
I don't exactly know. I feel like it was either I got like some kind of not food poisoning, but like some kind of weird food that I ate the night before that like manifested on race day, and then I was like felt terrible the day after, or it was like a weird gel or something. I don't know. It was like a lot of GI.
You didn't get that
distress, so.
spring energy, did you?
Actually,
No.
dude.
Well, I was eating spring, but it wasn't like
Might have
I
been
don't
a
know, it
bad
didn't feel like it was
apple.
the spring.
Oh my
I
god.
kind of
an
felt like it was
apple.
the never second. I got to be honest, but I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
we
Well,
we can blame them. Dude, I was like scared. I was so worried for you. I remember like
Yeah.
rolling up to that hotel in Amarillo on the way home, and I thought like we were gonna have to just go ahead and bury you in the ground there. Like it was so
You know.
bad. I
dude,
walked to the gas station and get some Pepto for you, and
Yeah, tough times.
ultra
Tough
running.
times.
it's amazing.
Did any of you guys have pie for Thanksgiving?
Oh,
what was
so-
the pie situation
Dude,
like?
so much pie. So the thing about Lauren's family, her mom loves her sweets. Like they used to own like her grandmother used to own a bakery in town, and so they love like baked goods and sweets. And I probably had like I don't know like 5 different types of pie, but me, I'm a cherry guy. Like
cherry pie on Thanksgiving?
I had a bunch of different pies, but I had like a whole bunch of cherry.
I feel like cherry pie is like, isn't that a summer pie?
I don't know, but I had it.
It doesn't
was so
matter.
good.
You're eating it.
I mean, there was like any flavor to choose from.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like they made like multiple pies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
and then Lauren like had a like pie pickup for her clients, and so we
Wow.
had a bunch of pies from that as well and stuff. So
Sweet.
yeah. What about you, Adam? Any special Maine pie? Is that a thing? Whoopie pie?
A whoopie pie. I don't
No
think that's-
whoopie pies, but we had like pumpkin pie, of course, which is
nice.
traditional, and then like wild Maine blueberry pie, but it had a crisp like top, so
Ooh,
like kind of
nice.
the crumbly granola
Wow,
on top.
that's
It was so good,
It's like the creme brulee of pies.
It's just like the creme
like the
brulee
creme
pie.
brulee of
Yeah.
pies, exactly.
Wow.
Did we had pecan pie or pecan pie?
Pecan
however
pie.
you want to.
Oh,
however
we
you want to say
had
it.
pie. We have pecan
We did.
pie. It was good.
It was very good. Yes.
Yeah.
And then
That
somebody
Drew brought.
that Drew brought, and then
Yeah.
somebody
Oh.
brought
This is like lemon
Orange?
scones. It's orange scones.
orange
triangles.
marmalade bars.
Mm.
Yeah.
They were good.
They were very good.
Yeah.
It's like the only bad part is like they like there was no dessert left, basically.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the next day, I was like, oh, I wish I had one of those like orange things for my coffee.
They were good.
Very good. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I didn't race either, and it didn't work out.
He was cooking, preparing for us to come over and.
I
eat.
didn't even cook either.
That's good.
I
That's
was.
all right.
I guess I was working. I guess I ran. I don't know. Yeah,
Did you work on Thanksgiving?
probably a
Probably
little bit
not.
in the morning. I don't know.
Gotcha. I guess it makes sense. Nobody else, hardly anybody in your company was on holiday.
No, they are working.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, pretty. I don't know, but it was nice to hang out with you guys for sure. Yeah, pretty cool about that workout.
Oh yeah,
we should do a threshold test with the lactate monitor.
dude. I got it. I'll line you up.
Let's do it.
I know a guy who has a lactate monitor.
I just need to buy the strips.
Dude, I got so many strips.
Okay.
Because I test for a friend, and every time we test, he buys like a couple things of strips because like $1 a strip, right? And you like blow through like 8 or 10 of them or more in a test. And if you get bad samples, and every time he like buys a couple packs. So I have so many strips right now.
Let's do a test.
All right.
Wait,
24-hour fitness?
So for the unenlightened dude, like, what are you testing? Like, what is the point of doing all the testing? What is it allowing you to do?
I mean, it's like probably arbitrary because you can actually. I've actually found it very helpful because so you're testing for the concentration of lactate in your bloodstream, which is like effectively lactic acid, right? Which is like a byproduct of energy expenditure. So yeah, that was very boring. But pretty much like what I have found is that if I'm trying to train my body to be the most efficient for like the mitochondria to be able to handle and reuse the most amount of lactate possible, like you're supposed, like in theory, you train at like a certain level. And for me that, or like do intervals at a certain level or certain intensity. And for me with the monitor, I found that like that intensity is a lot less than I thought it was. Like in other words,
so
like
it helps you like stay in touch with your mitochondria.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty much like a little like, it's like texting your mitochondria after every rep,
That's cool.
seeing how you're doing. Yeah. So it's cool. Like normally, I feel like normally I'd get on the treadmill or like go do a workout and be like, oh, I can rip this. Like I can just shred. And then you do. And then you're like, that felt good because it was hard. And I've noticed that like after threshold sessions now, they get longer because you're not working out as high intensity. But after threshold sessions now, I'm like, that was like fine, you know? And you go home and then you like aren't sore or anything. And I haven't been
Training
injured.
smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
I like it.
Exactly. But anyway, that's how I've used it. Somebody else will probably jump in here and talk about how I just completely butchered it.
No,
but
dude, you're a qualified medical professional.
exactly.
You can get out of here. with
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Should we start getting to? Okay, so
We got called out this week
we got called out this week
in the best way.
in the best way, dude. All right, so Adam, you probably haven't seen this. You haven't heard this. All right, we're gonna play it.
I'm right there with
So,
the listeners hearing
You
it.
know,
for
those
the
are
first
the
time.
two that we're going to install for the 2025 edition. I think we're always looking for ideas for other ones. So if you're listening to this and have any ones that you'd want us to consider, there's still time. Like this
Maybe a
is
Salt
November.
Lake versus Boulder
Well, I
competition.
really want that. I mean, this is a super inside baseball request. But if any of the Boulder boys are listening, and if any of the Salt Lake softies, as I think are workshopping the name, but that's what we're calling them right now. If anyone is listening at either end, I have long wanted to see the Boulder boys and the Salt Lake softies come together at a race. Maybe it could be the Twisted Fork 68K or the 30K. We
30K.
can kind of workshop it and do battle. And then I want to create some sort of trophy
Yeah.
or some sort of award that the winner of this intercity, interstate battle gets to
Let's
take
make it
home.
happen, Boulder boys. Come race the
So-
30K.
Seth Ruling, Matt Daniels, Adam Mary, Drew Holman, Moyes. If you're listening, this is a call out. And again, we will find a way to make it worth your while in addition to all of the intrigue and just like the bragging rights involved. But let's talk. And then
Let's talk. Let's talk. All right, dude.
Wow.
He called us
What a
out by
call
name,
out.
which feels very like a hit, you know?
Well, first of all, who would we even be racing? Like, who are the softies?
So he goes ahead and mentions it towards the end of that. But man, the list was kind of long. I don't know.
It was
I
like-
feel like we'd have to recruit some more Boulder.
So we're going to be outnumbered.
No, we're gonna have to
No.
recruit.
We'd have to recruit. I mean,
Yeah.
which we have a good contingent here. I mean,
Yeah.
we got a lot of people.
Yeah.
We could choose from.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So the people were like Garrett. Actually, I have no idea.
Yeah,
It must be
Anthony
Tyler Green,
Casellas,
right?
Tyler Garrett. I mean, there was a huge.
He sent me a message about it, but my phone's currently recording a video. So,
Okay.
but dude, okay,
So
this is for the race Singletrack is putting on.
yes, yeah, which
Um,
sounds dope. It sounds like it's gonna be a really cool event.
Twisted Forks.
Yep.
68K, 30K,
And 15K.
15K. Dude, could we?
I have a proposition, which I think it'll be tough with everybody's race schedules and stuff. But what if we like selected a person for each distance, and then we had like backup two for tiebreakers and stuff, and we just did head to head on the 15K, the 30K, and the 68K.
Dude, that's a whole city on the weight of one person's shoulders.
No, and we score like if we had two guys win
Oh, I
the
see what you're
30K and the
saying.
60K, and they had, or let's say we had a guy win the 15K and the 30K, and they had a guy win the 68K. or I don't know, something like that. But we could even have 2 people head to head against each race.
It'd have to go across the distances.
Yeah. But we had to have one in each distance, or one distance be the tiebreaker. Like not really, like the 15K doesn't really matter unless it comes down to tiebreaker.
And the tiebreaker will be a beer mile if needed.
Yes, dude. No, I just think it's brilliant. Like I like Finn I like that Finn is like putting on a race 1 and then willing to like get this going. And I also like the idea of like a city taking a trophy home with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a group,
It's a great
a whole
idea.
city, the whole city of Boulder will be like in the surely in the mayor's office, but
For sure.
dude. I think the only thing me and Matt were talking about is the timing 2 weeks before states if we're actually running states. But I would go as a coach. Like I'd go as like the team coach. You know?
No, Seth, you're running.
Oh, I'm running. Well, I do the 30K.
That's another, man. It's still like I don't know if I want to go rip a 30K at altitude 2 weeks before states.
Maybe the 15K.
The
You could just
15K.
jog, you know?
You're right.
Well, it's a driving distance, 6-7 hours.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Adam,
Yeah, but you know how it is.
Adam,
When you're
he
getting
called
ready
you
for
out,
states.
dude. Would you come out here for this?
He did call me out. I mean, it's I don't know, man. My calendar is so full. I don't know if I can slide it in. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know, man. I definitely consider it'd be super fun to like see that contingent. A lot of those folks I've never actually like met. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how competitive I would be in a race like that, but I don't know. Maybe there's a spot for your boy to pull through. We'll see.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
I think so. It'd be crazy. Like 1 year, it'd be so cool to get all 5 of us out there, and then we'd have
That
to
would be
pick
cool.
like we'd have to get. I mean, I guess it's like a little unfair because it's like city rivalry, and then he's calling out the Boulder boys specifically, and there's clearly more people in Boulder that run trails that are pros than just us. But I feel like you could easily get with like some of us, even this year, some of other professional trail runners in Boulder, whether it's like Jesh
dude,
or John Ray or whoever.
You know what it should be? It should it's a great idea that Finn had, and it seems like it should be Boulder versus Salt Lake. You know what I mean? And then we could just like have all of the people from Boulder represent.
Oh, like not include like
Not the boys or the softies, but
Just
like
everybody.
Salt Lake versus
Yeah.
Boulder.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
that'd
like
It would
the
be
race is
inclusive of
the race is also kind of in Salt Lake,
yeah.
so
Yeah. Oh, that's
we'd probably
true.
get
That's
cooked.
true. I don't know, man.
You got like
Boulder can hold its
deep.
own.
That's true. Dude,
I don't know.
Maybe
We
we need to
definitely
have
have
a race
some
here.
like recruiting to do if we're going up against a crew like twice the size of ours, you know.
Yeah, I think we could find it. There's at least like 10 other sponsored runners here.
At least.
Yeah. The only thing is just that the timing is maybe like rare. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, which
It's like June is so busy. Like the end of 2 weeks later, like the end of June is like where the most races are. Mont Blanc Marathon, like Labrador, Western States, Broken Arrow. Like June is kind of like very, very busy.
totally. I mean, dude, if I wasn't racing, if I wasn't wanting to do states, or if like I wasn't into states, I'd have no problem doing like that and then Broken Arrow or something. It makes sense to me. Like a 30K and then a 50K or something. And so I get why like some of the short distance dudes from Salt Lake are hitting it. But I don't know. For some reason, it feels like states is this like hollowed thing where if you're racing it, then you don't want to like do something any bit too close. I have no idea. I've never done states. Yeah, I don't know. You've done states. I don't know.
I don't know. I you know how it is, like when you're training for states, you're like dialed in on states. So it's like you really don't want to mess up or get sick by traveling the like 2 weeks before and things like that. But I do also see how it could be a good tune up if you live in the area and that sort of thing.
Dude, if all 5 of the Boulder boys went out there, I would go and I'd race.
Yeah. If I don't get into states, I'm definitely gonna go run one of the distances.
All right, dude.
Matt, just to give Finn some free pub, like what you said, it sounded cool. Like what is cool about Finn's race?
Yeah. So he talked a little bit. Like, if you haven't listened yet, you should listen to his podcast that he had on. It was basically just about this race with him and his wife Jules. We were talking about it, and they're gonna make it like a really cool community feel. It's gonna be, there's 3 races. They're kind of like inviting everybody to come hang out. There's gonna be, I think, like music, food, bunch of vendors, like just a really cool atmosphere. The race starts inside, which is really cool, and it's like big grass field indoors, and then
that's right.
So like everybody, you're like nice and like
It's in Park
relaxed.
City.
Yeah. You should just listen to the pod.
An indoor start. I've never
really
started
cool.
a race inside.
Yeah,
That's
So-
crazy. I don't know how you get out like through the doors. Are you like busting out the doors like classes out or something?
That's crazy.
But also, like-
that's cool.
I mean, we all know Finn. Like it's going to be a world class event because he has the vision for just like doing things right, and he wants this sport to be something special. And I think when you have somebody like that directing, it's like Tim Tolson with his race. Does a hell of a job with his race. Same thing, I think. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool. And they have child care, which is going to be really cool.
I thought that was the coolest part.
Yeah. So yeah, there's going to be childcare. There's going to be, I think, a certain amount of scholarship positions available for people, that may need some financial help or come from, different backgrounds, things like that to get in the race. And so that'll be great. And it's all anonymous. So yeah, they're doing a lot of good things. I think what they mentioned was like they're kind of taking some things from other races that they saw that were really successful. They thought that maybe even they can make better and just, try and have a really good event that everybody can enjoy. So sounds awesome. And it sounds like the permitting allowed for quite a few athletes too, and for most of the races. So it'll be a good event. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them.
He's saying the courses are pretty cool. Like the 30K is one loop. The 68K
yeah.
is like a figure 8.
Nice.
So you're not having to like do loops of, we love the 2 or 5 loop course.
Oh, God.
For the times it has to be. But yeah, you don't have to run loops at this race. So definitely like Matt said, like I'll be there if it works with my schedule. And if Boulder happens to show up and kick Salt Lake's butt, like I'll accept the trophy. It's fine. And we can hold it. So.
I think if we beat Salt Lake, Finn, we want you to promote our podcast on every single one of your podcasts for a year.
Oh, dude.
And if we lose,
wow.
we'll do the same.
He would have to say
We kind of already did that.
Single Track
I know.
podcast brought to you by the Boulder Boys Show. Dude. Oh, that'd be so good.
Those would be sufficient stakes. No, for all that, Finn's a great guy. For all that he's like done for this community, in terms of like content and community building, like the least people could do is go out and have a good time at his race, So
Yeah,
go people.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's my word.
Yep. Shout out Finn. Number 1 listener from the beginning. Maybe number 1. We have a few people who would argue for that.
Yeah, thank you for the shout out. And it sounds cool. Like I haven't checked the vert of the race.
Mr. Vert Ramoy.
No, the vert, like the elevation.
Yeah.
I don't know how hilly it is or how quick it is, because it's in the lower mountains. Because in June, I guess the higher mountains have snow still.
Yeah, it's like I think 7,000 feet maybe.
It's
on
in
some
Park.
like mountain biking trail. So
Yeah.
I did the TNF 50 in Park City once.
Dude, this is one thing they do have a what do you call it, like if you're first to the top on one of the climbs in the middle of the race,
Yeah,
you get
King
like
of
a
the
bonus
Mountain.
money. Yeah, King of the Mountain.
Yeah.
They have that in the race.
Yeah.
They have
They're-
one for sprint finish as well.
Yeah, and there's like
That'd
kind of
be
like
perfect
cycling.
for you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm already dogging out here. There's so many fast people from Salt Lake that would probably
You love
crush
getting
me up
KOMs
hills.
mid race, dude.
Yeah,
You could do it.
yeah, I do like getting KOMs. Honestly, nothing's better than dropping out halfway through and knowing that your Strava's still looking good. So,
That's right. That's
oh man,
pro
Looking
tip
good,
from the
looking
Boulder
good.
boys.
Looking good.
Yeah, this is our pro tip. Oh man,
Good.
We got any voice memos?
dude, we got
But
okay.
it does sound exciting.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And thank you for the shout out. And I mean, I don't have idea of my calendar for next year, so pretty open.
Dude, okay, so we got some voice memos. So today we were like down and out. I was texting the boys, and Adam was like, "Why don't you just put it on Instagram that we need voice memos?"
We have them here.
and people came through. Dude, so you
Like
can.
we knew they would.
We knew they would. You can start out with Mylan.
Mylan.
Yep, Mylan Olila sent in a voicemail or voice memo.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3.
I got you, dude.
All right, thanks.
Hey, Boulder boys. This is Mylan from Canada. I have a comment and I have a couple of quick questions. First of all, Adam, thanks for sharing your journey as a dad. I have 3 kids,
Oh,
and it's always a balance. I feel like the pressure of my fatherly responsibilities, it makes me a better, more disciplined runner. At the same time, I think running makes me a better dad. At the same time, I think that balance is tricky. Being a father is probably the most important, most rewarding experience I'll ever have, and I don't want to screw it up just because the mountains were calling me. So thanks for sharing your experience and even you dialing back your running to focus on your priorities as a dad. That's inspiring. And I asked this question before, but I think you got lost in the shuffle. I love traveling to the U.S. to run in different locations, North Cascades, Eastern Sierras, places like that. What would you recommend to a trail running tourist as some places to check out? And finally, have you ever pooped your pants in a race or in a long run? This supposedly happens a lot. The hardest of the hardcore like to brag about these type of war stories. But I've been running for years, and knock on wood, it's never happened to me. Am I just not going hard enough? Please share stories. Thanks.
Dude, this is such an awesome memo. Wow, Mylan, super cool to hear your experience as a dad. And yeah, I don't know. I totally agree that like being a dad can make you a better runner. Being a runner can make you a better dad. So like, yeah, I don't know. I definitely agree on like the balance part. It's like, I don't know. I feel like anything, there's like a pendulum that's swinging, and I'm swung pretty full into dad mode right now. But I don't know. Like I always do feel good when I run. And so perhaps that pendulum will swing more in the runner direction for me too. Dude, let me just answer real quick on the running destination from my standpoint and the poop thing.
are you lumping
Running
those together?
destination, I feel like no one's going to say this, so I will. Dude, you should definitely check out Big Sur, California.
Mm-hmm.
There's some epic mountains and trails that most people have never experienced. If you want a big climb, you could climb Cone Peak, which is in Big Sur. I think it's the tallest mountain like on the coast of California, or at least like maybe on the whole West Coast. It's like a 5,000 foot climb. Or I don't know. There's a bunch of great running in Big Sur in general. So I would recommend that. Old Coast Road would be another fun one for something faster. And then I've never pooped my pants running. I know some people do.
Have you ever been close? You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
when you're like, I'm not going to make it.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever pooped my pants.
That's fair.
Yeah, I haven't.
Very good.
I don't think.
That's very good. Good to know.
Yeah, you must not be a hardcore enough runner, dude.
Yeah.
Apparently,
not
only the
hardcore
hardcore
enough.
runners just in their shorts.
What
Dude.
other recommendations do we have for our boy?
Well, so recommendation for running, I will say Chicago in January is amazing.
No, it is not.
Chicago.
No, it's so cold that you would be freezing to death.
Bro, I was just there in November and about killed myself. I don't know how you people do it out there.
They don't.
Oh my
They
word!
don't.
I was telling Moy before this podcast, if I was a runner living in Chicago, I would not be. I would just quit.
That's fair.
In winter.
Couldn't
Summer
do-
is great.
No, it's not. I went to boot camp there during the summer and it was fucking terrible. It was so hot and humid. It was worse than Texas.
Not Chicago for him then.
No, the only thing good out of Chicago is the hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. that's
And
very
Michael-
good.
Michael
That's
Jordan.
very good.
Oh, good point. But
And
he just
Obama.
played for the. Well, yeah. Okay.
And who?
There's a lot of good things in
Obama.
Chicago.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's nothing to do with running. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I have a few athletes I coach that live in Chicago and they're crushing it, and I don't understand. So more power to you guys.
They're hardcore, man.
Anyways, that was
Yeah.
a bit of a tangent. Sorry.
I don't have much to recommend. I mean, I guess I love all of this area, Colorado, and it's amazing. yeah, I can give you recommendations for Patagonia or South America. So
There you go.
if if you're gonna make the big leap and go down there, let me know. And there I have a lot of very good recommendations. You can also actually watch a video of me doing an FKT on YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah. Search up Moises Jimenez FKT.
Mm-hmm.
It'll pull up first thing.
Yeah. Good SEO. About the pooping, no, never. I have never been close either. I have peed myself running.
Why?
It was like a very rainy day in Annecy, and then I was running back, and I really needed to pee. And the last, I don't know, like 3 or 4K were through the city, and I couldn't pee, but it was raining very hard.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like I've done something similar.
Yeah,
Like,
I
now
was,
that you mention that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I would have just stopped behind somebody's bushes.
but I was wearing tights,
Uh-huh.
short tights, like
Yeah.
the ones that we normally wear. So there was no like, like what's the name of shaving? There was no shaving,
Mhm.
and it was pretty cool actually because it was kind of cold and the rain, and then it felt like nice and warm and very comfort.
Get out of here, dude.
This is how you know he really did it.
I honestly, I was doing it, and I was like, this is not that, but I mean, and I came back home, I went into the shower and washed my clothes and take a shower, and it's all good, like,
Yeah.
No big deal.
yeah, but it was like kind of like a good, comforting feeling of warm. You know?
Dude, if you're cold, just pee yourself.
Another Boulder Boys pro tip: pee your pants. You know?
Cold,
You're not
pants.
great advice here.
Oh man.
But no, the number 2, I haven't. I mean, that one I will always find a way.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so I'm gonna comment on the pooping yourself while running. Dude, as a trail runner, there is absolutely zero instance that you need to poop yourself while running. Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of one, like, the no race is important enough.
Well, not a need. I think it'd be like an explosive accident.
An
you know?
explosive, because like there's in triathlon people would like poop themselves because they like you're running through a city and you just can't just like go poop. I don't know, dude. I've gotten close many times, dude.
Yeah, a few of those lines later runs last
Yeah,
winter, man.
yeah, but at least I could just pull off
That's
into
true.
the woods. But I've gotten like like there's some very nice houses in Chattanooga where I've duked in their lawn.
Desecrated their
These are
lawn.
things you keep to yourself.
Sorry, but
So if you live in Chattanooga and you have found some,
yeah. I
it
mean,
wa-
dude,
it was
like,
said.
yeah, it's normally not just out in the open. I have some morals, but I don't know. I think like I've definitely been on a few runs where like you have to pull over to the side and you're like, yeah, this is not ideal. But no, I would never turd my pants while running. And that doesn't make you. I don't feel like that should be a factor in whether you're a legit runner or not.
Yeah, that doesn't make pooping your pants doesn't make you a hero.
No.
We should make a teacher with that.
Oh man. Dude, and place you got to go run. I don't know. Appalachia, Asheville, North Carolina, Boulder, Colorado's sick. Those are the 2 areas I've lived. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Never pooped myself on a run.
Amazing.
It's never happened.
Not even when you're running a sub 4 minute mile.
No
No.
time for it.
I think I would poop myself if I ran a sub
Dude,
4 minute mile.
the thing is like all my memories of like when I've run sub 4 have just been like just seeing black. Like you're just so out of it and like I don't know. And then you finish and immediately you're just throwing up, like but never pooped myself. Yeah, and then places to go run. I mean, I'm a big Pacific Northwest guy. I know you said you went been to Cascadias or Cascades, but yeah, I'm like Oregon coast. awesome trails. Bellingham was incredible. I was like a hidden gem that I didn't know existed. There's a trail system out there. And then, man, it's hard to beat like Colorado. There's just so much out here. And in the summer when it's all opened up, it's just with the wildflowers and everything, it's incredible. So, yeah, I think all the trails, like the High Lonesome course, if you get a chance to like apply for that race, High Lonesome, do it, because that course is one of the most stunning courses I think I've ever been on. I haven't run the race, but just pacing it. Some of my favorite trails. But yeah.
It is hard to pick a favorite season in Boulder.
It's easy for me. It's fall.
Fall?
Yeah, fall tops it.
Fall for you too?
Yeah.
That's because you have been falling on the trail all year?
Yeah. Honestly. No, fall's the best. I mean,
Fall is
everything's
cool.
open. It's
But I like
hot.
spring too. I'm a big spring guy.
It's so muddy,
windy.
man. Muddy, windy. There's a lot of water crossings.
Yeah.
It
But
snows.
flowers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Spring here is very mild, honestly.
Compared to Annecy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's hard to pick a good season. All right, should we go do another one?
Yeah. Thanks for the question,
Yeah.
Mylan.
And remember, pooping your pants doesn't make you a hero.
Yeah.
Matthew Mata?
Yeah, Matthew.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is from... Really?
Yeah, it's from a while ago. We never got lost. So sorry.
All right, Matthew.
Sorry,
Thank
Matthew.
you for your patience.
Yeah.
Where it's lower than the French administration.
Dang.
Hey, Boulder boys. It's Matt from New York. So here's my question. For several years, people have been concerned about how few women get into Western States, Hard Rock, and other races. So why do we have the same qualifying and cutoff times for women that we have for men? I know this isn't a big issue for elite runners, but a large number of men are only qualifying for states in Hard Rock by a few hours. Couldn't we conclude that an equally fit woman would struggle to make the qualifying times? The Boston Marathon would never think of requiring women to run the same qualifying times as men. So why do we do that in trail running? Love the podcast. Thanks.
Dude, I actually don't know off the top of my head what the qualifying times for either of these races are.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, we're coming from a place of privilege and being good athletes. I think we're. I mean,
Well,
it's just fact of the
but
matter.
like logically, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
It's
like
totally
Black
right.
Canyon. I feel like the qualifying time for the 100K was like 17 hours or something like that.
Like full stop?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
to,
right.
Okay.
to submit your ticket to the for
Yeah.
the lottery.
And so, like he's saying,
Oh.
well, for women, should it be like 19 hours?
Yeah.
instead
I
of
see what you're
18?
saying.
You know what? I didn't even thought about it
Yeah, I've never.
because I haven't checked. But then I was checking. I could have applied to the Western State Lottery and I forgot, and I didn't. But it's okay. But
Isn't that happening like right now?
this weekend.
Okay.
But the Puerto Vallarta is a qualifier, and you have to finish 100K in like, I don't know, 30 hours or something. So what he's saying, it makes total sense because 30 hours for a guy is different than 30 hours for a lady.
But is the lottery done by a percentage of people applying, or is it like they're gonna take this many women and this many men? You know what I mean? Like, because there's plenty of women out there that are running
yeah,
under 19 hours or 17 hours or whatever.
yeah, but his point is like,
well,
if being equally fit, you know.
I would be interested to see though, like, what is the percentage of men? What is the percentage of women not meeting the cutoff to the men not meeting the cutoff
Yeah.
too? Like, there may be more men not meeting the cutoff than women. There's
Like a
just less
greater
women
percentage.
racing.
Percentage wise,
Yeah.
probably.
'Cause I
But,
feel like-
but numeric wise, you
No.
know, like there's
Yeah.
there's much less ladies.
Yeah.
And they I know this has changed for some races, but I'm not sure about like Western states. I know Hard Rock has just changed, but I should know this. I apologize for this, but yeah, how many is the percentage of men and women, like the number of spots allotted to get into the race? Is it close or the same or not at all?
I don't know.
Do we know?
I don't know.
Depends on the
I feel-
race.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it does.
I think all races do it differently. I know Hard Rock was doing like they would allocate like the
Certain
same amount of spots or like a relative amount of spots based on the kind of distribution of men who were eligible as women. But a lot of races don't do that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's a pretty base take. I don't think there's a good reason. It's probably just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like implicit or unintended bias.
Yeah. It almost feels like a like a functional cutoff for like how long they want to keep people out on the course, period. You know what I mean?
But it's
it doesn't really
oftentimes not the actual cutoff. It's just the cutoff required to submit it in the lottery.
Oh. So it's different than the actual cutoff of the race.
No, yeah, it's just to qualify to be able to join the lottery.
So
Gotcha.
take it.
Yeah, it does seem like they
be-
should be different. I mean, I also do want to recognize that like women tend to be very similar, if not better, once you start
sure.
getting to 17 hours of these things.
Yeah, especially definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it's already it's already getting close at the front end of the race.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't. It does like base take, like Adam saying, yeah, it does seem like they should be different times. I don't know what the data is, nor do I hardly understand the numbers or any of this stuff. But
That was a good question. We just don't have an answer.
yeah, good question.
Yeah, we're just rambling okay, because like there is not an answer for. I mean, he's right. Yes. Why? I don't know. Like we have, the people at Western States should answer that.
Yeah, is it?
I am not gonna defend
Yeah.
that the cutoff is the same.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, like maybe the people from states have an answer, and like maybe statistically it's actually not different. I don't know.
Don't quote us on it.
Don't
That's
quote
our-
us. Yeah.
I
our
don't
take.
think. Don't quote. Yeah, but I don't think so. It's like the doctors. Like nothing. Sorry, I forgot you're a doctor.
Like I'm not a doctor.
No, it's like the medical field where like for like how many years they haven't really researched like the woman body, like and how things really work, and then like there's a bunch of things that they just guess, I guess, you know. So here it's probably like they didn't. I don't think that they really went into looking into detail. I don't know. You know what? Don't quote me on anything that I say. We can leave that part.
Ask them. This is a question for race directors.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for the question,
Matthew. Yeah, thank
Sorry
you.
we took 5 months to get to it.
5? No, like
It was
7.
worth the wait. It was
7
a great
months.
question.
It was a great question.
7 months for like us saying literally nothing about it.
Yeah. Mark. We got Mark coming up next.
Mark Vaughn.
Hot.
Alrighty.
Hey, Boulder Boys. Recently, there's been some discussion about training volume and great performances. You have David Sinclair having a schemo camp and then taper week right before an incredible JFK 50 performance. You have David Roche only ever having a 100-mile week during the race week of Leadville or Javelina. My question, and something if you guys could riff on, is how do you view training volume, overtraining, and maybe the desire to have an aesthetic Strava chart? How thoughtful are you guys in the training amount you all each do and how it leads to performance?
Mark, thanks for asking. The aesthetics of the Strava chart are number one.
Yeah.
So always making sure it looks good, like a good shark tooth with big divots to 0, back up to 90. No, I don't know what.
Well,
What do y'all
it's
got?
very individualized. Like I think, like David Sinclair, having a training camp and then the taper week. Like, he probably wasn't running much in the taper week, but like he was, David Sinclair is doing a lot of training, and David Roach, even though he did 100-mile week, like the guy's on the bike for an extra 6-7 hours a week. Like
He does
and
ride
he's
a lot.
lifting a lot. Like there's a lot of training going in that you don't see that's not on Strava.
Yeah, it's not all about running. And it's not all about what you see on Strava either.
Yeah, there's a lot more than a Strava profile.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
what people are doing, especially at the top end of these races.
It is true. And old trail's different, right? Like I always quote this research study that was like kind of obvious, but it was like the top marathoners in the world are directly correlated to how many miles they run a week. Like obviously it's like a round curve, but so you could be like, okay, mileage is number one, but like if you step back from that and take it individually, particularly for ultra running, it's like, what kind of mileage are you doing? Like we're out, you can do a 20-mile run and it takes 6 hours for the same like cardiovascular output as like a 2-hour 20-mile run, so it's a lot of variables. And I think all of us find a different balance, right? Like if I it's particularly with work and stuff too for a lot of us. Like if I didn't have to work, I would probably be able to put in 100-mile weeks, right? But like currently I get to like 85 or 90 and I'm a little like tired, right? I start like not sleeping well, having like some overtraining type things. Because I'm usually cramming that and like cramming most of the miles into 4 days. So it's kind of like, is the mileage king or is intensity king? And then I don't know, intensity is weird to me with ultra running anyway. We're like, you know, never going to touch this intensity in a race. But yeah, I think it just works different for everybody. And like Matt's saying, like, I think you do have to look at the total workload. Like David Sinclair, like, yeah, if you actually look at his training, he doesn't run that much, but his total like cardio workload's kind of a ton.
Yeah.
And he's also just like a monster. Like if I went in ski mode, it would be like a negative input to my racing. Like I'd be tired, sore, and injured just because I don't ski mode a lot, and I'm not naturally good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just very individualized. Like, you know, I've been running for 25 years. And so for me, like every training block's different. I have to change my stimulus a lot just to see gains. And so that means maybe I go 3 or 4 months at like running like 70 to 80 miles a week, but I have more intensity. And then maybe I go 5 or 6 months of doing like 120 miles a week, less intensity. Like if I'm not changing those stimuluses throughout my training, I don't really progress much because I've been doing this for so long. And so like my situation may be completely different than somebody who just got into running at like 25, 28 years old and they're like finally peaking in their ultras at 32 or something like that. Like maybe they've had like 6 or 7 years of 100-mile weeks and it's all like the consistency is all finally coming to a head for them like right now. But then like what's going to happen if they're still running, you know, 5-10 years later? Like they're going to have to change that stimulus. And so, yeah, I think it's just very individualized. I don't think there's one, you know, you can't do the cookie cutter program sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't want a cookie cutter program, you know where to go, right?
Yeah.
Verdrun.
That was a good plug.
That was a good plug.
No, but the thing is, I agree. And also, like, it depends of where in the year you are and your goal. Like, you don't need to do 100-mile weeks to run a 100-miler, but maybe you have to train a certain amount of hours, and out of those hours, some of them have to be in intensity. And then others have to be easy. I don't know. But I think that we get caught out a lot in like those stories, you know, like this storytelling of like, I want 200 milers and never train at 100 miles. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. You know, like that's you. But like that doesn't mean that we all have to find that that's the answer. Like we get caught up in the beauty of the story. Maybe some people don't run 100 miles because they can't actually, because they get injured. Yeah. And maybe other people is like very durable. You know, like when Adam was crushing it, like he was doing over 100 miles and it was totally fine. So like it's so personal that like I don't think we should be getting into that storyline of like this kind of poetry of this person did this and that person did that, because yeah, like it doesn't work. Like if we all try to do what Killian does.
Well, that's the funny thing. That's what I was just saying. That was Killian. Was like everybody thinks like, oh, like he just spends all his time in the mountains and he has his whole life, this and that. But that dude trains his ass off.
Oh, insane!
Like
yeah.
actual like structured training.
It's uncomfortable amount of hours,
and it's very methodical.
Yeah.
Like, he puts so much effort into developing his training program,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to the T.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like just like by chance. He also chose where to live and like kind of like have set up like the perfect conditions. He's also on the treadmill a lot, like doing strength. Like, you know, it's yeah.
A couple thoughts. Like I know this was a joke part of the question, but like the Strava graph, you know, like I remember earlier in my running, that was like something that somewhat motivated me, like the consistency of trying to maintain like the graph. But as I ran more, it was like the individual variation week to week was like became like not important at all. And it was just like if the general trend was like, I don't know, heading in the right direction, it was like cool. And if I had a low week because I needed to like take a step back to let something calm down, like a budding injury, like it was like cool, that was the right decision. It, you know, it like it was, there was less meaning in it. But it is funny, like to Moy's point about like, it's different for everyone. And like, I think it's easy to get caught up in like the aesthetics or what you think other people are thinking about your training or what it takes to like win a race, whether that's on social media or on Strava. And so like, I don't know, at the end of the day, like, you know, if you're listening to your body and like, I don't know, like doing what you need to do to like achieve your goals. And that might be like peak performance, and they might be other goals, like exploring what you're capable of in training, and you don't really care about how the race goes, and you don't care if you're a little tired going in. So I don't know. There's so much more to the story than like what the graph looks like.
100%.
Totally.
I think it's like I think simply, I always think of it as like, if you train as much as you can, like with the caveat of like, if you mentally are fine with it, if you're like physically fine with it, if your schedule is fine with it, if your life's fine with it, just do as like, if you train as much as you can, you're going to get like the best results out. But that like changes from month to month, week to week, person to person, like season to season, you know, like,
Yeah, like
it's like simply like do as much as you are comfortable or can or possibly want to or whatever. But like, that's going to look different for everybody, and it's going to be different for everybody, and it's going to be different for you during different times of your life. So I don't know. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, like if everybody didn't have a job and all they did is train, you'd probably see a lot more high numbers up there, because it's like, what else are you doing? But
and it depends
we all
of
have
like
other stimuluses.
Yeah, and it depends of like your lifestyle at the moment. Like right now, like for example, I'm very busy, so I don't have so much energy to like be putting together like hard workouts or big workouts. But that's great because I did it through the year, and I need a little bit of a break. So I'm taking advantage of balancing, you know, like that, and taking a break. I actually haven't even been running much, but I have been biking, and guess what? I get very tired from the bike, you know. So it's like stimulus are similar, and yeah, very personal, but very good question.
Yeah, thanks for
Mark.
the question, Mark.
Just do whatever your heart tells you.
We got like one more? Or
we got one more. This was
Let's do one more.
This one? You marked it. Oh, wait.
It was just the written.
Oh,
right
this
there.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Is there any race or race style where if a fellow Boulder boy asks you to crew or pace them, you will straight up say no?
This is from Coombs
Coombs.
or Coombs.
No, it's Combs.
This is a great question.
And then if there's anyone in the trail running world where if they hit you up to pace them, you'll be pretty nervous.
Anybody in the running world?
Trail running.
If they asked me to pace them, would I be nervous?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I was a little nervous when Zach asked me to pace him out Hard Rock.
Yeah.
So-
his appendix was nervous too.
Yeah, thankfully
So-
that didn't happen, but yeah.
Was there any races that we would say no to pacing a Boulder boy? And then,
For sure.
yeah, okay.
Like what?
Any 200 miler?
Oh yeah. Okay,
Out?
yeah. 200 miles are out.
I don't think.
Yeah, but
I would,
for a Boulder boy, you'd say no.
I'd be there
Okay,
for
that's a
everything.
good point. That's a good point.
I'm here for it all, man.
If Matt was like, if
That's
any
a
of,
good
if
point.
any of you guys are like, I'm gonna go run like
Cocodona.
Cocodona,
Yeah.
we'd make a week of it. It'd be sick.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's a good point. No. Yeah, that sense. That's
It would be a crazy thing though, like something like Cocodona. It's like, I don't know, dude. Like it's such a major physical thing to be ready for. Like I'd have to be ready for that. It's a lot of pacing.
I know which one I wouldn't pace, even though paces are not allowed.
Which one?
Matt's favorite race.
Oh, Javelina?
No.
Oh. What's Matt's favorite race?
Wait, what's Matt's favorite?
Barkley.
Oh.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
I
any
wouldn't
of you guys
pace.
wanted to do that, I would not show up. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, just to get
No,
a
I'm just
crash.
kidding. I'd go there.
I'd definitely
Dude, it'd be
go.
cool to
Not
go
doing it.
experience it.
Yeah.
I will probably crew at the gate or something like that.
Crew, yeah, pacing feels
is
a
just
little.
like, it's just like, you know, like you get all this crash and
I'd stand there and
My
have a cigarette
scheme.
with Laz, blowing the conch shell. What else do they do out there? Look for books.
Look for books. Yeah,
I can't-
No, I'm just kidding. I
Just be
shouldn't.
sitting there
I,
reading the books.
Nah,
Be
I
good.
shouldn't be.
I can't think of a race that I wouldn't pace.
No,
I don't think the only person in the world I'd be worried about pacing. Well, it would be fun to pace Courtney, I feel like, but I would be worried about getting dropped. And same with Killian in a big mountain race.
yeah. I mean, dude, how many times? It's like, but how many times does somebody pace like somebody at Western States or any other race and then get dropped by the person in the race? You know, happens all the time.
Yeah,
It's
that's
normal.
true.
It's like I feel like it's like a good confidence boost to be dropped.
No, we wouldn't get dropped. I'm
No,
pacing.
no. Dude, I'd be scared to pace anybody who's like intense, right? Like I feel like there's some intense people
Yeah, good
out
point.
there, out there in the trail space that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I would be probably pretty scared to pace them. I'd be scared to pace somebody, who I didn't know. Like I definitely just wouldn't pace somebody I didn't know because that'd also make me nervous.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What do you mean intense? Do you mean like David Goggins type of intense?
Yeah, or there's people who are like very much like get a little. We all know the type. There's people who come to an aid station and get a little pissy because like something's not how they want it to be. You know,
Yeah, like Mathieu Blanchard.
out. Like I'm not.
Is that
I'm
how
not
he is?
crewing you. I'm not pacing you. If you're gonna come in and be upset that
Yeah.
the water's not cold enough, I'm out.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a good point.
there's people like that.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty.
There's plenty.
That's
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I feel like all of us do a pretty decent job of showing up at an aid station, like just goofing off.
Dude, I fully expect like in ultras, I just fully expect chaos. Like kind of waiting for things to go wrong, you know?
yeah.
That's a
So
good point.
like if the water's hot, like
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah.
Fucking water's hot, you know?
Yeah, I never get too mad at these things.
Yeah. That's funny you guys actually bring that up. I had a dream the other night, swear to God, where I was watching a marathon, but it was a marathon at the aid stations, like a road marathon. And the guy in my dream like attacked his crew member. Like a zombie attack. Like just attacked him and started beating the shit out of him.
Oh, dude,
I'm just like remembering that I had that dream. It's kind of weird.
Maybe it wasn't a dream.
is real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people who that's a good point. That's the kind of people. So I guess I wouldn't be nervous of pacing an athlete, but a type of athlete.
Yeah, yeah. I can't think of, nor do I want to say out loud any athlete that was like that.
Come on, man. Say out loud.
I don't.
Have you seen an athlete being like that on an aid station?
No. Normally, so that's a good point. I don't. It's unfair, but I haven't done that much crewing.
But
or
you can
pacing
also,
of anybody.
You can see it on the live
But
TV too.
I've every time I'm in like sometimes I'm in a race and like my wife crews me and then she'll be like, "Yo, this person came in after you, so pissed," and I was like, "I'm like, oh, like tell me the gossip. I want to hear it."
Yeah,
so
that happens.
it
Do you
gets
remember,
pretty
Adam, when
dramatic.
I chunked a Coke at Javelina? But I wasn't pissed at any of you guys. I was just pissed at myself.
You remember that?
But I felt bad because I got the Coke all over everybody else. And it was like, whoops.
You got it all over the cameraman, dude.
Oh, dude. I was like, not mad at anybody. None of my crew. Everybody was doing great. I was just like,
Yeah,
don't want to be here, so I'm throwing this Coke in this tent.
dude.
It's splashed all over
Honestly,
everybody.
Good times
I
at
felt like
Javelina, you know?
such a clown, dude. I'd never been so embarrassed of something I've done publicly.
dude, those moments are the best, or like they're the worst actually. But when you're like so like upset that you just like do something, and you're like, ah, that was so dumb.
Dude, I remember just sitting in a chair being like, you fucking idiot.
Dude, who hasn't spiked something on the ground when they're upset? You know.
Yeah. I think I launched mine to the moon. I don't even know if I hit it on the ground.
It did. It was like a bottle rocket.
Oh my god.
Dude, I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind for me, honestly, is like some of those crazy like 200s are like, man, like it's such an intense pace. It's like a day-long pace or an all-night pace. That would be like quite an experience, but it would be fun to do with a Boulder boy. I do, I don't know. Like, I can't think of someone that I wouldn't want to like I'd be nervous to pace. I don't know.
fair.
Maybe like a jerk.
Yeah.
To your guys' point.
What about pacing? Like, what if like Matt decided to do like these crazy races in Alaska, where like in the winter?
Why me?
Like dogs.
Why me, dude?
No, when you're carrying like a all of your gear, you
Like
know, like
the Iditarod?
yeah, I don't know, like crazy
Come
stuff.
pace me
But
doing
that's
the
cool though,
Iditarod?
because you're just riding in a sled.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
No, no,
just
you're not
sitting-
right. No, you're not riding. Like you're hiking.
The Iditarod? Isn't that the dog sledding race?
But you can do it by foot.
Oh, you can.
Oh.
Ooh.
Why would you do that if you can take a dog?
That's the thing. But let's say Matt decided to do it by foot, and he needs a pacer.
Could he pull me in the sled?
No, you
Then I'm
may
out.
you may have to pull the slide sometimes. You know.
Dude, we would not get very far if I was pulling a sled. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to
Dude.
do that, I'm out. If you want to do like run across America, out.
No.
Anything that takes
dude,
too
okay.
long, I'm not.
What
gonna-
about like an AT type of thing? Like all those people who crewed for Tara Dower?
So I was
That's
talking
crazy.
to
I
JP
have to quit my
Giblin
job.
about this during Javelina when JP and I were walking together. He said it was the best experience he had in his whole life running. He said it was the coolest thing ever.
That's pretty cool.
So he's like, if you get a chance to ever like cruise somebody doing an FKT like that, do it. So
Okay.
sounded fun.
If any
But
of y'all want to do the AT,
it's
just
much-
let me know in
it's-
advance.
It's much more fun when like, you know, you're crewing somebody that's like crushing the overall record.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Sweet. I think that wraps it up.
So that's the last one.
That's the last one I had picked for today.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like we got through a bunch of good voice memos. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep the voice memos coming, please. Also, written questions are fine, as that was probably the first time we've answered a written one. It worked out all right. So, yeah.
What do people have to look forward to before the end of the year? Like, we're definitely going to get one more out, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to get another
Yeah.
pod out.
Christmas episode.
Christmas episode.
Maybe we'll try to wear a sweater for the people watching on YouTube,
Dude,
like for the next month.
Dude, okay,
Good
yeah,
call.
we gotta
let's get some
gotta
ones
line
made. Don't quote me.
yeah.
Christmas sweaters.
Yeah, once you know, we're gonna get some. We always talk about this, but we're definitely gonna get some merch out. Probably not before Christmas, obviously.
But if you pre-order
tight.
now,
If you just Venmo us, I'll put my Venmo on there. We'll get something out to you. Don't worry.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. Just keep the questions coming.
So-
If anybody wants to keep drama happening in trail running, we like that. So, any Christmas drama, probably like end of year, beginning of year, like sponsorship type stuff is always pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And we could talk about if any of us gotten into any of the lotteries we applied for or anything like that.
Yeah.
Too, so
Or if any of us,
I didn't apply to any lottery.
not even Hard Rock.
you applied.
I don't
to,
have a qualifier.
You applied to a lottery.
Hard Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
what?
With UTMB. from
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm well, we'll talk about this. We were talking about 200s. I'm contemplating doing one before this is all over for me. So we don't know if that'll be
this
this,
is all
this
over.
year or next
This
year.
is
Okay,
much
not
faster
this
than what I
year.
thought.
Matt's like over here, like, dang, they won't pace me for Coca Donuts.
Yeah.
So you have this. You have this all to look forward to, everyone.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What 200 is Matt doing the triple crown of 200s next year? We don't know. You know, you got to tune back in to see.
Do not tempt me.
If 1,000 people watch this on YouTube, Matt will do the triple crown of 200s.
Set.
And we will all pace him at it.
We will all pace him
Wait,
at it.
maybe
All right.
that's too much.
All right, 2,000 and we'll all pace him on it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well,
No, I mean I will pace him and like hang out and have a good. I mean I can pace him 10 miles. You
yeah.
know.
Be a good time. I'm probably gonna DNF anyway. So
Dude, as
But I
long
mean,
as
you're
you
good,
get, as long as you like DNF before mile 50, because
no, I'd
imagine
finish.
getting to like 150 or
No, but
180,
it's
and
like-
they're like, I'm done.
I
You're
think
like,
that you would
200s
do
you can
it.
"Not
sleep.
here for 5 days.
I can sleep,
Yeah.
wake up, go run again.
I
Like,
think walk. I think that you can do it. Like you have done like similar paces at
Yeah.
UTMB and stuff. So it's just like doing it a little bit longer.
Okay. Shots fired.
All right.
That's a good way to end the pod.
All right.
Peace.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, dude.